If you would like to learn how to build better apartments, then this is the video for you. Hello guys, it's K-Spade and welcome back to my channel. Now in this video I will be helping you out and giving my tips to you on how to build better apartments, as just like everyone else I did used to do terrible apartments and I had to practice to learn where I am today, and I will be sharing those tips. So let's get straight into this video. Now this isn't really a tip, this is just something that I say to myself and a lot of people, but practice makes perfect. Now if you are not good at something, aka building a house, an apartment, anything really, don't take it as you can't build that, as if I could show you my old builds I would, because the improvement I have done is insane, just because of the fact I took tips from other people and I just kept working on it, and generally practice does make perfect. So please, if you are feeling like you can't do it, you can, just keep practicing. And this is the apartment I am going to be using to show today's tips. So what I would highly recommend if you want to get better at building is to not leave empty spaces. Now, what do I mean by that? Obviously, I am going to show you, because I did delete some stuff. Over here is an empty space. Now, this is what you don't want, as the wall is clearly blank. Now, to fill up this empty space, you can use a mirror, you can use decals, and there also was an empty space here, which I basically did a custom like coffee table with like little glasses on it and whatever, and did paintings. Obviously the paintings are not done yet, but that is obviously something that's easily changeable. And obviously to save a random space over here, I did something like this. So if you really do want to get rid of those empty spaces that are kind of making your house look hollow like over here, then I would definitely recommend doing that. And moving on to my next tip is to use decals. Now as you can see in the background here, we have a flower. Now this isn't just any flower, it's actually a decal flower, including the one on the table, which is the same, and these are easily copyable. We have a decal mirror, as these look so much better than the original ones that Bloxburg give you. Obviously, and then we have another decal flower again. But honestly, these add so much realism to your builds. Again, we have a decal mirror in the bathroom. So my genuine tip is to use decals as much as you possibly can. And the next thing is to use structurals also as much as you can, because these can give so much realism to your build. So obviously going into the apartment again, we have, I think it's like a Google kind of, it's not on Alexa obviously, but it's like a Google Homey thing, I think this is called. Obviously it is a structural thing, this is all structural. And then obviously moving over here, which we saw in the beginning of the video, this is what I made. It is like a little kind of, I don't really know how to explain it really. It's a little tray and I've added glasses on it, and honestly it just adds so much more realism to your house if that's what you want. If you aren't a realism person, you don't even need to do this at all. And as you can see, this here is a desk which is structural. This is actually similar to the desk I have in my room. It's just a little bit smaller and mine is bigger. And again, there is a lot of custom furniture. So you will see this is copied quite a lot, because it's obviously here as well in a stack of 3. And it is also here again. I think, is that a 3 or is it a 4? Oh, that's also a 3. So like 3 drawers basically. And also in here is one of my favorites. These are the IKEA drawers, I think. I did get this building hack off someone, I'm not too sure who, but obviously as you can see I did do these quite big, but they still look different, and when people see it they are actually quite impressed, as it's not in the game. And my next tip is floor plans. Now floor plans are so important. I remember when I used to do floor plans basically free-handed, and they were horrible. There used to be so much space left and they did not look right at all. So basically how I do my floor plans, as you can see, this apartment is actually off a YouTuber and also someone who did it on Bloxburg. If you do know who they are, you can comment that in the comments. But obviously that is how I got the idea of mine and the layout, but you can also use Pinterest, or you can even use people, if you type it up on TikTok, like an apartment layout, they will have some shared, and you can use them until you feel confident enough to make your own. And before you build a house / apartment, make sure you kind of have a base of each room. Now if you don't know what that kind of means, I basically mean make sure you have images of each different room so you have inspiration. Now, this kitchen is very similar to one I did in one of my other apartments, which I literally have on this lot, so why don't I show you it? Please bear in mind it is so bright in here because this is one of my old apartments and I have now got used to lighting. But obviously, this is one of the ones I got from Pinterest. I did kind of try and copy this as best as I could, but as you can see, this was from Pinterest. This whole apartment really is basically all Pinterest in here. This was a Pinterest living room as well. Some of these things were already done by people in Bloxburg, but obviously some are actual real living rooms that I tried to recreate in Bloxburg. I don't know about the bathroom though. I don't think the bathroom was off Pinterest. I think I did this free-handedly, but it actually went out quite well. And then obviously we have a Pinterest bedroom, so I would highly recommend using inspirational photos for your rooms. Now, the next tip is to use textures. Now, if that sounds confusing, as my house looks very plain, as you can see in the house there is odd textures. So you can see there is wood there. There's obviously that kind of basket like that. There's a wood table. Over here you have the same in the kitchen with like the wood kind of fridge and everything. Honestly, adding textures like here, adding textures to your house can honestly make it feel more alive and not plain and Barbie-like. And lastly, my next tip is lighting. Now, lighting is so important. And why do I look lopsided? But carrying on, lighting is so important in your house. It generally makes the house pop in different ways. If you have too much lighting, your house can look so much different to if it has neutral lighting. Now in this house I did use flint lighting, and I do have some like these ones up here which are a bit custom, just add a bit of light to the room. As you can see, it's not too overpowering and it's not too dark, so you kind of want to find a light or a colour really that is perfectly fit for your house, and try not to overpower with the lights. Just kind of use 2 in a room. Obviously these rooms are separate, so yeah, obviously do 2 in a room, and maybe if you're in a bedroom, a bedside table light. But lighting is very key when it comes to a house, so don't be like me and make that whole house shine so that everyone can see it on the street, and just do it so it looks more neutral. If you watched this video all the way to the end, then please let me know in the comments, as I really appreciate it. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did like this video, then please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. And I've linked my Instagram and my TikTok in the description below. And keep an eye— why is my character stinking up? As I was saying, keep an eye on my community page, as I am going to be announcing something soon. But thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye!